So I'm here in Dallas today. We are at Blacksmith Tools, and you can see there's a slab in the back. That one's ready to go, and we're working on this one. We're gonna pour these slabs tomorrow, and we got some people here making sure everything's the way it's supposed to be. We have inspection today, and we are supposed to pour tomorrow at 5 a.m. So we have to pass inspection. There's no question about it. If we don't pass, we cannot pour. So it is extremely important that we pass this inspection. It's starting to rain right now, and there's some mud in the beams that needs to be taken out. You cannot have rebar touching the ground anywhere. If you have any cuts in the plastic, anything, it needs to be covered up. So for example, like here, see these spears right here? There's some mud in there, there's dirt there. All that needs to be cleaned up, and like I said, if not, we won't pass inspection, and that would not be a good thing. We had to pay extra for after hours inspection because they were booked today. And anyway, this, that, and the other. The point is, they're gonna be here around 4:30. It's raining right now, and we really have no option but to pass inspection. So we're having to work in the rain. The rain's really coming down right now. It's not a heavy rain, but it's still raining. We have electrical inspection today as well, and plumbing. You can see the plumbing guys out there. Right there. Plumbers are working hard at it over there. It's a nightmare, I'll be honest with you, especially with the rain. The reason we have rain is because the cold front moved in, so it's pretty cold right now as well. So this is the gate to come in, and you can see we have big piles of dirt. The reason we have these piles of dirt is we have these holes right here to leave the plumbing exposed. We cannot cover up these holes until the inspector approves that. Once they approve it, then we can take all this dirt and put it in the hole. Once the dirt goes in the hole, then we can clear all this area out and start kind of prepping for tomorrow to bring in, you know, the pump and concrete trucks and all that good stuff. So there's a lot to do today yet. And like I said, the problem is we can't do anything until we pass inspections. And the other fun thing about inspections is they don't tell you what time they're going to be here. They're like, we'll be there today, sometime. So there's really very little planning that you can do because I have no idea what time they're going to be here. So we're just kind of sitting around and waiting right now. Well, we are prepping for, you know, make sure everything's good to go. But for the plumbing, we're ready for plumbing inspection, but we don't know what time they're going to be here. All I know, it may even be the same inspector. I have no idea. I'm gonna go get, I don't feel good right now. My nose is stuffed. I got wet yesterday. We were working, got wet. I think that's what happened. So I'm gonna go and get me some medicine, and I'll be right back. All right, so as you can tell, the guys are using a leaf blower. We're just trying to blow all the dirt and everything out of the beams. The mud makes it a little bit harder, but the leaf blower sure works. Now, as you can tell, we still have this big pile of dirt here in the way, and we need to figure out where the pump is going to go. So as of right now, we just pretty much have to eliminate this as an option. So the other way we're going to come is those doors back there, and I got muddy feet here concrete pumping. They're going to do the concrete pumping for us. So we're gonna, you see those doors back there, that's where we're gonna bring the concrete pump and the concrete trucks. But there's a lot of stuff in the way that needs to get moved. However, this is a lot easier because this we can start working on right now. The inspection, we have no idea when it's gonna happen or what time. Well, it's gonna happen today, we just don't know what time, but we need to get ready. So, all right, man, what do you need from us?
Well, access, that's a plus. Just be able to get the truck in here and get it. I was looking at these plumbing ditches to make sure they were compacted and we can get our outriggers away from those, because I don't want to put that kind of pressure and weight on a freshly opened ditch that hadn't been compacted real good yet. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at that. Got big power lines, but they're not going to be in play over here. So, you know, when I come pre-site one, I just look at those things that make sure we operate as safely as possible and try not to get anybody hurt. So.
Safely? I've seen a lot of trucks that get flipped over on your channel, man. What are you talking about?
Well, you know, it happens on occasion. You know, you get something that just doesn't go quite right, but you know, I think we're okay here. I don't see.
What size pump are you gonna bring?
We're gonna bring a 40 meter. It's manufactured by Concord, and it's gonna be a Z boom. So,
oh, okay. So like an accordion type
similar
thing.
like, or if when it's Z'd out, it actually looks like an M for muddy feet.
Ah, there you go.
So,
all right, let's go look at this one over here. So we probably can park it about somewhere around here.
we'll put the front right here. We'll keep the back. It'll be just past this plumbing, and then we'll protect that plumbing from being backed over by a rogue truck.
Yeah, this we cannot break that for sure. If we can avoid it, that'd be great.
So we should be good there. You're looking at about the truck's about 38 feet long.
Okay. So the pump's gonna sit right here.
Somewhere in this area right here.
And of course, maybe next to that pipe, just so that the pump itself will protect that pipe.
Yes.
And you're not gonna be able to reach both at the same time, correct?
No, I stepped them both off. We're looking at approximately from the plumbing about 120 feet in both directions, actually. You could push the hose and hit that, but you know,
we can just back it up, right?
Just back it right up.
Pump that one, back up. We can even start tailgating this one or two trucks while you move.
It takes about 15 minutes to fold the boom back up and cradle it and back up and then reset. So,
okay.
You know.
All right. So, anything else that we need to do before you get here?
You know, like I said, as long as we can get some of this stuff cleaned up right here and those trailers moved, you know, that's really it. Everything else looks good. Looks like we got some gravel mixed in.
What about washing out? What do you need for that?
Washing out would be a good place to maybe take some 2x8s and build you about a 6x6 box or an 8x8 box, put some poly in it, and the trucks can wash out of that. We would be able to back up and empty our hopper into that also, and then it can be, you know, cleaned up later once it all sets up.
Okay.
So.
All right. So now setup time. We're gonna pour. Mud is gonna be here at 5 a.m. What time do you need to be here?
I like to be here about 45 minutes before the arrival of mud.
Okay.
That gives us plenty of time to get set up, make sure everything's going to fit, and get the truck covered up and ready to go.
Okay. It's 45 minutes, so you need access about 4 a.m.
4 a.m. be nice.
That means I need to be here at 4 a.m. That's great. That's just great, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so we're gonna get some of this stuff out of the way. You can see Andrew's already working on that. We'll get this cleaned up and we'll be ready for you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Sounds good.
Let's not flip any concrete trucks tomorrow, if we can avoid it.
I personally will not flip a concrete truck tomorrow.
it makes for good YouTube content, but
it does make for a good video. So,
wow.
But yeah, we won't have to worry about that. I think.
All right, man. Good deal. Thank you.
Hey, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty, so we're gonna keep working here. Like I said, we're still waiting on inspectors. We have no idea what time they're gonna be here. They just said they're gonna be here today. So all we can do is get ready for them. The plumbers are still working over there, as you guys saw. I don't know if you saw. Here, I'll show you. Right there. The plumbers are still working. They're covering up those holes on the outside. So we're getting closer, but not quite there yet. Andrew from Blacksmith Tools, he's got a big power hammer that he probably wants to pour a pad for, but that thing needs to be about 6 feet deep. So we may, if we have time, we may start getting that ready as well. You guys see we're already covering up these holes. The inspection already passed here. So now we can start getting some of the dirt out of the way. Give us some access over here. The concrete crew, they're starting to put in the anchor bolts for the metal building. So what they do is they take some plywood and they use those as patterns, and they just nail those to the forms, and then they just drop the anchor bolts. And the holes already have the correct spacing, like this, and just drop the anchor bolts in there with the nuts. Put some duct tape on the threads so they don't get full of concrete, and that's going to allow us to you can do duct tape, or you can even just do grease, anything to keep the concrete off the threads. That way, while the concrete's setting up, you can back the nuts off, you can pull the template off, and then you can finish under the template so that you have a nice finish around the anchor bolts. Everything here, you can tell everything's looking nice and clean in the beams. That is extremely important. That's one thing the inspector's really going to look at. Make sure there's no trash in there or nothing. The other thing is you have to ensure that the rebar is not touching anything. So minor things, but if any of that is not like it's supposed to be, they will fail you, and they will fail you quick. We can't afford that. I'm gonna go get some ride-on trowel machines that I'm gonna use here tomorrow. So I'm gonna go hunt some down. I got some that I think I found, but they didn't have any floating pans, so I need to go find some float pans. All right, so I just went to Bobcat to look for a ride-on trowel machine. They actually did not have one at that location, but those guys, they sent me to another location where they're holding one for me. So I found the trowel machine. I just need to go get a trailer. However, I am making sure that concrete is scheduled for tomorrow. It's already been scheduled. I'm just verifying that they're good to go, but it's going to be cold in the morning, and verifying that the mix is the correct mix. Okay, so if you look right here, concrete right here, it tells you. So whenever you get your plans, right here on the general notes, make sure you read everything. It tells you everything in here. And right here it says concrete, 28-day cylinder compressive strength of 3000 psi, maximum water cement ratio of 0.55, all that good stuff. So make sure that your concrete vendor knows all of that, and that they know the mix that you require. We're actually going to order 3000 straight sack, which is a better mix than what they're calling for, but we have to at least get a 3000 minimum. Okay, so read the notes. Okay, also this is a commercial job, so they are requiring an FF of 25 and FL of 20. Okay, minimum. So FF is floor flatness and FL is floor level of 20. Okay, so this is something that residential foundations never ask for, and in my opinion they should, but that's just something that in residential you never see. And a lot of residential concrete contractors, they have never even heard of FF numbers. So quite sad if you ask me, but whatever. Anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. And again, thank you so much for Bobcat of North Dallas. Those guys were amazing. They're really very helpful, and like I said, they gave me a bunch of caps, so I got a lot of caps now. Alrighty, I'm gonna go get that trowel machine. Well, first I gotta get a trailer, and then I gotta go back to the job site. Again, we have inspection later today, so I need to make sure that we pass that inspection. And trowel machine is on site, everything is on site. So as soon as we pass inspection, I'll go and try to get some sleep, because I gotta be up at 3 in the morning. Again. All right, so I got me a trailer, and you know what they say about Texas. If you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes. It's nice and sunny now. So they got a ton of trowel machines over here, these riders. So I'm gonna pick up one of those. Man, I'm looking at this really big one over here. I gotta go check it out. Look at that thing. Holy smokes. I gotta go look at this thing. Look at the size of this thing. Wow. This is brand new. But look at that. That is massive. Apparently this is strictly a panning machine. Panosaurus. That is a big trowel machine. I wish I could have rented that one. Wow. All right, I'm gonna go in there and kind of take care of the paperwork, and I'll get loaded up. I just got back and just finished checking on everything. We passed inspection, and it is 8 p.m. right now. I gotta be back over here at about 3:30 a.m. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. We are Texas Barndominiums.